big hunks.
It was something in the air. It was something in the air.
Hi, welcome to Yvonne Meets Food, where I share my passions for making food, eating food, as well as traveling the world to discover and eat even more delicious food. Today and for the next 3.5 days, we are going to be exploring Amsterdam in the Netherlands. Chris and I are doing our European Thanksgiving in the Netherlands as well as in Belgium. So we're here in Amsterdam today. We're actually right across from the Anne Frank House and Museum, which we actually just saw. So we're really excited about a number of things. We are going to be seeing the Tulip Museum as well as the flower market. We're also excited about all of the canals, the gorgeous city life here, as well as the autumn colors. There's a lot of autumn foliage here because we are here in the autumn, and so there's a lot of golds, a lot of oranges and reds that are pretty much speckling all of the canals. And then on top of that, of course, we're really excited about the food. There's really, really good Indonesian as well as Surinamese food here. So we're going to be exploring that. We're going to be eating some stroopwafels, some apple pie, which of course the Netherlands is famous for. And so we're excited to share that with you here during our trip. So follow along as we eat our way through Amsterdam as well as the surrounds. We are at a very famous place called Winkel 43, which is apparently has been around since 1983, and they are super famous as a cafe to hang out in, but they're also particularly famous for their apple pie. So as you can tell, this apple pie is a little bit different from the average American apple pie in that it's very, very tall, and it's very, very crusty on the top, and it's absolutely stuffed with apples. So there's really not much filler here. It's really just a ton of apple. And then the top part is very crusty. It's got like a really, really nice crumb, super crumbly. So we're gonna try this together. So the way the service works here is you order whatever you want at the counter. So we ordered 1 slice of apple pie for Chris and me to share. And we also got 1 latte. So the apple pie with cream plus the latte was about 680 euros. And the seating is self-serve, so once you order, you pay, you get everything that you ordered, and then you choose your seat. So we decided to sit outside since it would be a little bit more quiet. So I'm really excited about this apple pie. For the most part, I don't really love American style apple pies very much. I just feel like they're kind of goopy. There's a lot of filler. It tends to have like a bit more cornstarch and be too gelatinous. But Dutch apple pie is exciting because it's really all about celebrating the apples in the apple pie, and that's really obviously like what you can see here. So now we're gonna dig in. Ooh, you can feel that there's like the crusty side on the top. Kind of gives a little bit of resistance when you dig into it. Nice and baked. The top crust has this really nice crusty lid. Seems like it has like a bunch of sugar on the top to make it super, super crusty. And the flavor of the apple just like really, really stands out. It has like just a hint of cinnamon, but not a lot of it, so that you're really appreciating the apple flavor. The apple texture just has just a little bit of resistance, so they're baked but not mushy. And then on the inside, when you start chewing on them, you get really, really nice and soft. This is super yummy. This crust on the top, so good. Nice and sweet, crumbly, but crunchy. Nice cream too. So yeah, this apple pie is definitely different because of this crust. Like as you can see here as I'm like poking it, it really is quite hard on the outside, but not hard in a bad way, because once you start biting into it, it's just really, really crunchy, probably because of all the delicious sugar and all of the, what would you call it, butter that would be in it. And then the other thing that makes it very characteristic is that it's not apple slices in the apple pie, but it's actually apple chunks. So it's really chunky. You kind of see it when you get a shot of the innards. It's like big honks. Oh, this is like quite baked, and so it's kind of custardy on the inside. This like massive chunks. And then you've also got nice crustiness on the top and the bottom. It's almost like, ooh. Wow. Really crusty. Got too excited about all the apples on the inside of the pie. So now we're just left with like this big hunk of crust. So normally in the US it'd be like, oh god, there's just the crust left. There's no more filling, that kind of stinks. But here this crust is just so, so good. I can't even really wrap my head around it. It's almost like there might even be brown sugar or something, because the crust smells really like toasty. And it's almost like a biscuit in itself. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's kind of like a biscuit, and then they put all these massive chunks of baked apple that have been baked down to be kind of tender and custardy and delicious. I don't even know if the microphone's getting the crunches. It's just so crusty. It's like a biscuit or a cookie as a crust. And it's so unique. I probably should have gotten 2 slices. This kind of wasn't enough for me. That's why sometimes sharing's not so great. One last bite of this incredible, incredible apple pie crust, biscuit, cookie, whatever we want to call it. Make sure to get as much of the cream as we can. Oh no. So crunchy. So good. It's probably one of the best apple pie slices I've ever had. So now I feel kind of sad, and I'm clearly scraping the last bits of this plate down because apple pie slice is done. This is most definitely the best apple pie I've ever had while traveling, but this may be the best apple pie we've ever had, ever. US, anywhere. And I really just think characteristically the massive apple chunks, the crust being like a biscuit or a cookie, basically almost like cookie pie filling cookie or biscuit. It's kind of like how I would characterize it, plus like the outside. I just love all of that. I definitely think that Winkel 43 is definitely a place to go if you are in Amsterdam seeking out what is supposed to be the best apple pie in Amsterdam, if not the Netherlands, if not the world. My colleagues and my friends were definitely spot on in recommending this place, and it would be great if you came here and also tried it. So that was a really delicious apple tart at Winkel 43 in the Jordan neighborhood of Amsterdam. It was most definitely my absolute favorite apple pie I've ever had. I didn't even realize that apple pie could be baked in a tin that is like this tall, which is so crazy and so delicious. I think the biggest thing that differentiates the Dutch apple pie or their apple tart is the fact that the crust, both the bottom as well as the top and then the side, it's really more like a shortbread crust. So it's very crusty, it's very crumbly, it's very sweet, and it's crispy. So if you ever come to Amsterdam, I think Winkel 43 should definitely be on your list of places to try, especially if you want some nice apple pie. The service is very quick and fast. Even if there is a line, and there was a small line when we were there, it runs really quickly and very efficiently. It's also relatively inexpensive too. There's ample seating area both indoors as well as outdoors, and the coffee drinks are also delicious as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comment section below. And I hope you will continue watching for more food and more travel as we roam through Amsterdam and eat more, as well as go on our trip to Brussels. So see you next time.